Okay. Last class we discussed about what is the basic concept, what is meant by computers, and what is the use of computer, and what is the parts, main parts of the computer, and we discussed about what is virtualization. What is virtualization? Can you anyone define the virtualization? What exactly the virtualization means? What? And Ravindra, can you define the virtualization? What is meant by virtualization?
Hello.
Yes.
Virtualization is the virtualization అంటే mainly companies are use చేస్తారు virtualization అనేది suppose
See, what is the major things? Virtualization is a one that is a one kind of operating system virtualization, and we can a single piece of hardware we can run the multiple operating system with the help of virtualization software. That is, these are normally the virtualization is concept, right? We can utilize the resources properly. Okay, మనం ఒక హార్డ్వేర్ రిసోర్స్ ని ప్రాపర్ గా యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకొని దానిపైన విఎమ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని హార్డ్వేర్ రిసోర్స్ ప్రాపర్ గా ఇండివిజువల్ గా షేర్ చేసుకొని వర్క్ చేసుకునే ప్రాసెస్ ని వర్చువలైజేషన్ అంటాం అనమాట. వర్చువల్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద ర్యామ్ ఫిజికల్ ర్యామ్ ఏమైతే ఉందో వాట్ ఎవర్ వి క్రియేటెడ్ ఇన్ ద టాప్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఆ హోస్ట్ పైన మనం అయితే విఎమ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తామో ఆ విఎమ్స్ కి ప్రాపర్ రిసోర్స్ అలొకేషన్ everything can be provided with the help of virtualization technology. Okay, and virtualization is the two types of virtualizations will be there. Virtualization and hypervisor is the both will be the same. Okay, virtualization and hypervisor both are the same, and there are two types of virtualization, two types of hypervisors also. And type 2 hypervisor, type 1 hypervisor, and type 2 hypervisor is called host based virtualization, and type 1 hypervisor is called bare metal. What is the main by type 2 hypervisor? Type 2 hypervisor ki type 1 hypervisor ki what is the main difference, right? Let me go to the type 2 hypervisor. If I explain the type 2 hypervisor, and normally a host based virtualization, what is the use of host based virtualization means? First we need to hardware is required. If we come into the host based virtualization, let me this is
sir
yes
type 1 type 2 virtualization సార్ అవరిపై నాకు తెలుసుకొని చెప్తారా సార్? Host based virtualization and bare metal virtualization సార్, టూ టైప్స్.
yes
టూ టైప్స్ నాకు తెలిసి చెప్పనా సార్?
yes
హోస్ట్ బేస్డ్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ అనేది ఒక హార్డ్వేర్ లో థర్డ్ పార్టీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ యూజ్ చేసి వర్క్ చేస్తారు సార్. తన బేస్ మీద తీసుకొని వర్క్ చేస్తారు. లైక్ ఇప్పుడు మన ల్యాప్టాప్ లో వచ్చి విండోస్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ అది, దాన్ని యూజ్ చేసుకొని వర్క్ VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ అనేసి టూల్ యూజ్ చేసి మనం VMs క్రియేట్ చేసి
okay
different
I will explain the things. Okay, here every whatever the things we need to install, hardware is required. Okay, hardware is nothing but any kind of hardware. It is HP hardware, Dell hardware, anything. For example, we can say that this hardware that is it belongs to one of the vendor. We have n number of vendors in the market, hardware vendors. Here hardware is a one is required, and in hardware this is a HP related. Okay, HP hardware. After that I need to installing one of the operating system. Operating system means it is a which operating system I'm going to install the Microsoft operating system. Okay, here I'm going to install the Microsoft operating system. I'm going to install the Microsoft operating system. What is the name of Microsoft? It is Windows 10. Okay, in the top of hardware I'm going to install the Windows 10 is operating system. I can install it. Okay, this is the Microsoft related. Okay, next I'm going to install the virtualization. That is virtualization, one of the software virtualization related to VMware related to software, and that can be I'm going to install here virtualization software in the top of that third party OS. This is a OS, and after that I'm going to install the virtualization that is a VMware software virtualization, that is name is called workstation. Workstation is one of the software I'm going to install in the workstation. Workstation software I'm going to install. Here workstation, here I'm going to install the workstation 14 Pro version. And this is a VMware, okay, VMware company. It is introduced by the VMware company. Okay, after that, after creating the workstation, now I'm going to create a n number of VMs in top of that workstation. Okay, I can create a virtual machines 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever 4 virtual machines I created. Means whatever the here 4 virtual machine I can install n number of OS. I can install Windows OS, I can install Unix, I can install Linux, I install the Mac OS also. N number of OS I can install it. But where that hardware, for example, this hardware resource will be allocated to these VMs. Okay, this resource could be allocated. How it will be allocated with the help of workstation? That resources can be shared to all the VMs. Okay, that this kind of part will be virtualization. This is a host-based virtualization. Why we are saying the host-based virtualization? This part will be, it's whatever the virtualization software is there. This is the virtualization software that is provided by the VMware, and to directly it will not install. This kind of virtualization is required any third-party OS. One OS is need to directly hardware. It will not install directly on the hardware. ఈ workstation అనేది hardware పైన install కాదండి. It's required third-party OS. After third-party OS, we need to install the workstation. Then this kind of virtualization is known as host-based virtualization. Whenever we require any third-party operating system and to install the workstation, that kind of software is nothing but is a host-based virtualization. Once we install the host-based virtualization, we can create a n number of virtual machines. Then we can create a n number of operating system. That is possible by the virtualization. And what is the bare metal of virtualization? Bare metal of virtualization, here also hardware required. In that after hardware, I am not installing any third-party OS. Just this is hardware, and this is a HP hardware only, and this is hardware. And here I am going to direct operating system. ESX server is the operating system which is introduced by the VMware. And here it is not a workstation, is a not operating system. It is application. And after that, I can create a n number of VMs. Yes, what is the difference between these two? Here, where the performance will be good? Performance will be good here, or performance will be good where bare metal is good? Which one is a good actually?
Bare metal is good.
Why is the bare metal is good?
Third party, I mean third party OS లేకుండా డైరెక్ట్ యూస్ చేస్తాం సార్.
Yes, without any third party OS, we are directly using that. Okay, directly we are installing the bare metal only. It will directly install on the bare metal, means directly hardware. Okay, and guys, what is the Windows OS is a bare metal or a host based? Windows
host based.
No, workstation is a host based. Windows is a bare metal only, because we are directly install on the hardware, right? Okay, see here. Directly install on the hardware. After that, we are going to install the workstation. Okay, that is this is a Windows is a host based, sorry, bare metal, and a VMware workstation is a host based. Here ESX is the bare metal. Here EXS server is the bare metal, and after that we are creating a number of VMs, and EXS will be provided the CPU memory resources. Okay, this concept I will explain whenever coming to the EXS server, but now we are going to work on this EXS. అంటే ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ పైన వర్క్ చేస్తాం మనం. And what exactly the host-based virtualization? Host-based virtualization in the sense, and this is also known as hosted hypervisor. In this case, hypervisor install on the operating system, then support the operating system above on it. Compulsory third parties OS is required. Not only Windows, it is need to install one. Linux is also, we can on top of the Linux also we can install it. That product name is called, we can say that workstation. Workstation is completely dependent. It is dependent. It is depending on the one of the OS. Without OS, we can't install the workstation. That is it is a dependent host of the operating system. It operates. అది ఆపరేట్ చేయాలి అన్న ఒక డిపెండెన్సీ ఉండాలి. ఆ డిపెండెన్సీ ఉంటేనే మనం ఆపరేట్ చేయగలుగుతాం వర్క్షేషన్ అనేది. వి కాంట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ఆన్ ద హార్డ్వేర్. ఓకే, and next, while having the host base, okay, base of the operating system, it allows the better specification of policies if any problem, and it affects the entire the virtual machine as well. For example, host base virtualization, what will happen, right? If something is yesterday I explained, right, what is the example of that host base? Like if I have one laptop, you have this much of configuration. Like let me go to the example of one laptop. Okay, here one of the server is that here you can go to the laptop here. Okay, in this laptop we have certain configuration of laptop is 16 GB, 16 GB laptop is there. and we can say that 16 CPUs are there. Let me 16 CPUs, and we have hard disk will be C drive will be for, can say that 50 GB, and D drive will be 100 GB. Okay, as per you yesterday said that we can install the only 2 operating systems, but that is also not possible. That is also we can't possible to at a time to access. Okay, individual OS we need to access. Instead of this one, in the year we can install the Windows 10. Okay, in this laptop we install the Windows 10 operating system. After that, what I will install, right, in this operating system, in top of that operating system, I'm going to install the workstation. Okay, workstation is nothing but one of the virtualization software. I'm going to install the workstation. Okay, workstation is a software which is provided by the VMware. That is a host-based virtualization workstation. After installing the workstation, then I can create a n number of VMs. Okay, I can create 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Mostly 10 VMs also I can create it. But it is n number of VMs. How it will be run? I can install Windows here, 2008 server, 2000 Linux, Unix, whatever we can install the n number of servers. Okay, I can install the. Okay, I can install the n number of servers. Okay, I can install the Windows server, Unix server, Linux server, and other operating Mac OS and 2012 server also I can. These many OS we can maintain. So how it will be allocated? Okay, that CPU and memory, the physical laptop will contain this kind of configuration, right? It's a 16 GB and 16 CPUs and this one, and where the whatever the RAM and we can give it, right? It will be allocated with the help of workstation. Workstation will be take from the, okay, whatever the resource will be take from the physical resources. This is the physical laptop, and assigning the 1 GB of RAM, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM, 1 CPU, like that is allocated. And also it will allocate 10 GB of C drive for all these servers. 10 GB of C drive will be allocated from the D drive. Okay, like that resource will be allocated to run the virtual machines. Here something is problem on this. If it is problem any on this laptop, entire VMs will be, it will not work. It is impact for entire the VM. Okay, we can't trust it. This kind of virtualization, it is sometimes it is difficult to manage. But if it is laptop is down, entire virtual machine is also down. Okay, that is impact will be there. But to reduce that impact, we are going to the other concept is called bare metal virtualization. Bare metal virtualization, what is the benefits? We'll discuss later. First, now we need to discuss about the host-based virtualization. Okay, host-based virtualization is also known as the type 2 hypervisor, and bare metal is nothing but is directly installed on the, it works directly on the hypervisor. It is completely independent. There is no dependency. Directly install the hardware. After that, we can allocate the n number of resources, and whatever the VMs are created in the top of that bare metal, we can create a n number of resources, and we can assign the resources, and the VMs can be work fine, and we can install the n number of VMs also. That is a bare metal. In coming to the host-based virtualization, we have example is called VMware Workstation is one of the example. And here, why we need to learn the host-based virtualization? Because in real time, we are no need to learn the host-based virtualization, but here we need to learn the host-based virtualization because of we need to create a lab setup with the help of host-based virtualization. అంటే మనం VMware lab setup చేయాలి అంటే మనం వర్క్షేషన్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ని నేర్చుకోవాలి, వర్క్షేషన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లో వర్క్ చేయాలి. Then only we can create a VMware lab. Okay, VMware lab మన ల్యాప్టాప్ లో క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి అంటే we require n number of servers. With the help of how we can create a n number of servers, with the help of workstation only we can create a n number of servers. Okay, in workstation there are n number of versions will be there. Okay, in workstation we have n number of versions will be there. Like we have workstation like n number of versions from starting onwards. Let me open that details of workstation. So VMware and okay, was virtualization and types of virtualization is a hypervisor is some just is a type 1 hypervisor. Type 1 hypervisor means hardware hypervisor, and directly VMs will be created. If we coming to the type 2 hypervisor, operating system is required, hypervisor is required. After that, we need to install the operating system. That is the method of type 2 hypervisor. But here workstation, what is workstation? Workstation is the one of these software like which is provided by developed by the VMware, it will act as a host-based virtualization. Once we install the workstation in our laptop, you can create a n number of virtual machines. You can create a n number of operating system with the help of workstation. Workstation మనం ఒకసారి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటే ల్యాప్టాప్ లో, then we can create a n number of virtual machines. We can manage the n number of operating system in the single laptop. So మనం సింగిల్ హార్డ్వేర్ కాంపోనెంట్ లోపల n number of virtual machines క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని రిసోర్సెస్ షేర్ చేసుకొని వర్క్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అన్నమాట. Why we are using the workstation here? Workstation we are using for to practice the VMware lab. VMware lab practice చేసుకోవడానికి workstation కాన్సెప్ట్ అనేది నేర్చుకోవాలి. బట్ ఇన్ రియల్ టైమ్ విల్ నాట్ యూజ్ దిస్ వర్క్షేషన్ అనేది యూజ్ చేయమన్నమాట. బట్ ఇయర్ వి హావ్ n డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్షేషన్స్ విల్ బి దేర్. అంటే వర్క్షేషన్స్ అంటే n నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వర్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. మనం ఇవన్నీ వర్షన్స్ నేర్చుకునే అవసరం లేదు. బట్ స్టిల్ వి హావ్ అప్ టు 16 వరకు ఉన్నాయండి వర్షన్స్. ఇయర్ 15.16 వర్షన్ ఆల్సో రిలీజ్. బట్ నౌ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఓన్లీ I want to explain about it. అంటే నేను 14 వర్షన్స్ మాత్రమే మీకు 14 వర్షన్ ఒకటి మాత్రమే మీకు అప్డేట్ ఇస్తాను. అది నాకు ఫుల్లీ లైసెన్స్ వర్షన్ ఉంది. I will share that 14 version. Just we need to how to install the 14 version and how to create a VM on workstation అనేది. అది బేసిక్ గా ల్యాబ్ ఫస్ట్ ల్యాబ్ సెటప్ చేసి చూపిస్తాను. ఫస్ట్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద ల్యాబ్ సెటప్, హౌ టు వర్kstation ఇన్స్టాలేషన్, VM creation on workstation, OS installation on VM, VM tools installation and IP configuration, CPU and memory resources are extending on VM. అంటే ఒక వర్చువల్ మిషన్ ఏదైతే క్రియేట్ చేస్తామో వర్క్షేషన్ లో దానికి CPU మెమరీ ఎలా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేయాలనేది ల్యాబ్ లో చూపిస్తాను. అండ్ యాడింగ్ న్యూ డిస్క్ టు ద VM, ఒక VM కి ఎట్లా డిస్క్ ఎలా యాడ్ చేయాలి, పింగ్ కనెక్టివిటీ, RDP కనెక్టివిటీ, ఫైల్ షేరింగ్. దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఆపరేషన్స్ ఐ నీడ్ టు పర్ఫార్మ్ ఇన్ ద ల్యాబ్. అంటే ఈ ఆపరేషన్స్ అన్ని వర్క్షేషన్ లో పర్ఫార్మ్ చేస్తాను. దీస్ ఆర్ ద వెరీ వెరీ బేసిక్ థింగ్స్. And once we complete all the basic concept, then only we can go for the VMware related concept. Okay. As of now, just we'll discuss about only the basic concept is called workstation and what is workstation and what is meant by how to create a VM on workstation, how to install the OS on VM, and after that, how to operations we can perform on the VM. Those things I will explain in the lab setup. And meanwhile, guys, what is virtualization and types of virtualization? There are two types of virtualization. That is types of virtualization entirely different and types of products is different. There are two types of products. What is the one is the bare metal product and host based product. Bare metal is also known as type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor is also known as host based hypervisor. What is the difference between host based and bare metal? Host based hypervisor is nothing but when we install the host based hypervisor, we require third party OS. And after installing the third party OS only, we can install the host based hypervisor. And coming to the bare metal hypervisor is not required any third party OS, directly install on the hardware. After that, n number of we can create. Which is the performance will be more means the bare metal hypervisor, the performance will be more. Why means is directly installed hardware. There is no third party OS is required. The performance will be high compared to the host based virtualization. Okay, that is the basic difference between the host based and bare metal of virtualizations. And what exactly virtualization? Virtualization is nothing but we can say virtualization is the in a single piece of hardware. Okay, in a single piece of hardware we can create a n number of virtual machine and we can n number of OS we can manage with the help of virtualization technology. That virtualization technology, what is the present virtualization technology in the market? Which are the companies are there in the market presently virtualization technologies? Anyone? What are the virtualization technologies are there? One is VMware. Next, other competitors in the market.
VirtualBox.
Okay, VirtualBox is related to which company?
Oracle.
Okay.
Some companies are Oracle.
Okay, other. What is the other company? Citrix is there, right? Citrix. Yeah. What is the server name of Citrix? What is the operating system name of Citrix? Gen desktops, right? Gen. Okay, what is the server? Okay, what is the operating system of VMware? What is the VMware? ESX means ESX server is the operating system. ESX means Elastic SkyX, and it is introduced by the VMware. That is the operating system is known as, that is a bare metal operating system. Okay, whichever the operating system directly installed on the hardware, that kind of operating system is a bare metal, and whichever the application which is installed on top of that of third party operating system, that is a host based. Why we can say the host based means it's required any of the third party operating system, then only we can install the operating system. Then that is concept is called host based. Okay guys, what is the IP address? Anyone, what is the IP address? What is the use of IP address? Why we can, how to define the IP address?
To identify the device protocol, like internet protocol or network protocol.
Okay.
It is used to unique address to identify the internet of local network.
Okay, identify the local network. Okay, what is meant by subnet mask?
Subnet mask is used to divide the IP address in two parts, sir. One is for user and another is for network process.
Okay, one is for user, another is for network process. Okay, with subnet mask only we can connect it to one network to other network. That can be different.
Other network.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. What about gateway?
Gateway is a piece of some hardware which is used to communicate with the hardware and the software of the networks.
Okay, what are the classes? How many classes are there? IP classes?
3 classes, sir.
Okay.
A,
Four.
No. Oh, yes.
4 classes is there, sir.
5 classes, sir.
5 classes.
5 classes. That
3 classes,
is A, B,
but we can use
and
mostly 3 classes.
Yes.
5 classes, but mostly we can use only 3 classes. First, okay. A class range is for 0 to 127. B class range is 128 to 191. And C class range is 192 to 223. Okay.
And mostly we have different types of IP. Okay. What is the types of IP address, like private and public? Anyone heard about the private and public? What is meant by private and what is meant by public? Okay, I will explain you, private. But just I'm asking God, what is any information about the private and public?
Private in the sense only one user can use that.
Okay, what is the public?
Public means multiple users can use it.
Okay, not like that. Multiple users means there is a correct way only, but define will be different actually. See, private means within the organization. For example, we are connecting within the one LAN and we are only within the office, that can be connected over the connectivity within the organization. That can be coming to the private address. Mostly the private address will be start from 10 onwards. IP will be, the range will be there. That range we can use inside the organization. And public means whatever we deployed the application over the internet. For example, if I connecting Google, that is that IP will belongs to the public, but everyone we can access. Public IP address means whatever we are open to all. Okay, whatever that we are going to give the public IP, and that can be deployed in the over the internet, and that everyone we can access that IP, that can be comes under the public. Okay, public anedi manam edaina హోస్టింగ్ చేసిన తర్వాత అప్లికేషన్ బయట నుంచి కనెక్ట్ చేసిన ఐపీ ద్వారా కనెక్ట్ అవ్వడం కానీ, అండ్ యూ కెన్ కనెక్ట్ టు దట్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ వెన్ ఎవర్ ఇంటర్నెట్ ద్వారా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యేదని ఇట్ విల్ బి అసైన్ టు ద పబ్లిక్. అది పబ్లిక్ నెట్వర్క్ లో పెడతాము. అండ్ విత్ ఇన్ ద ఆర్గనైజేషన్ వీ నీడ్ టు యాక్సెస్, దట్ కెన్ బి యాక్సెస్ ఇన్ ద ప్రైవేట్ నెట్వర్క్. విత్ ఇన్ ద ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఇట్ విల్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ద ప్రైవేట్, అండ్ outside the organization everyone we can access, open to all. That can be coming into the public sector. Okay, that can be అకార్డింగ్ టు ద అప్లికేషన్. మనము పబ్లిక్ లో అంటే ఏ ఐపీని పబ్లిక్ లో ఇవ్వాలి, ఏ అప్లికేషన్ పబ్లిక్ పెట్టాలంటే బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద అవర్ డిసిజన్స్ వీ నీడ్ టు అప్డేట్ as a ప్రైవేట్ అండ్ పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ. అంటే మనం అండ్ వన్ మోర్ థింగ్ గైస్, అంటే మనం ఇక్కడ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అనేది మనం ఓన్ గా డిసైడ్ ఏం చేయము. వెన్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు వర్క్ అని ఎనీ సర్వర్, ఆ సర్వర్ కి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఏం అసైన్ చేయాలి ఏమనేది మనకు నెట్వర్క్ టీమ్ విల్ బి కోఆర్డినేటింగ్. అంటే నెట్వర్క్ టీమ్ తో కోఆర్డినేట్ చేసి ఐపీస్ అన్ని మనం తీసుకొని మనం అసైన్ చేస్తాం. వీ కాంట్ డిసైడ్ ఎనీథింగ్. అంటే మనకి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అంటే ఏంది, గేట్వే అంటే సబ్నెట్ మాస్క్ అంటే తెలిస్తే చాలు. రిమైనింగ్ థింగ్స్ వీఆర్ నాట్ డిసైడింగ్ ఎనీ థింగ్స్ ఆన్ ద ఐపీ రిలేటెడ్. దే విల్ ప్రొవైడ్ అకార్డింగ్ టు దట్ వీ నీడ్ టు అసైన్ ద ఐపీ అడ్రస్. ఓకే, వీ కెన్ నెట్ అండ్ మీరు ఒకసారి సర్వర్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ చూపిస్తే మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ యూ దోస్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, అండ్ నౌ everyone is clear about the basic knowledge or not. ఇప్పుడు మీకు అర్థమైంది కదా ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అంటే ఏంటి బేసిక్ గా. ఓకే, ఐ విల్ టేక్ వన్ మోర్ సెషన్ separate for only IP address, but before that we need to gather certain information purpose. I ask the questions. Okay, now Virtualization already know that is a single piece of hardware. We can multiple operating system, we can run it, and with the help of virtualization technology, we can utilize the proper resources, whatever the physical resource of that laptop. Once we install the workstation, we can create a n number of VMs, and we can workstation will be shared the physical resources, whatever the resource will be there, physical resource that can be shared to the virtual machines. It used to work the operating system. Okay, operating system work cheyadaniki ee workstation ane concept ane help chestundi. It is a bare metal is there, and host base is there. Bare metal is nothing but directly install on the hardware. That concept is called bare metal. Host base is nothing but any third party operating system is required, and based on the third party operating system, we are going to install the workstation, and after that we are going to create a n number of VMs on that workstation. Okay, that is the concept of virtualization. If it is virtualization, hypervisor is a both are will be same. Guys, if it is Windows 2008, Windows 2010, and Windows 10, these are the host base or bare metal? What are the operating system? Windows 10, all are the host base or bare metal?
Bare metal.
No, bare metal. How you can say host base? Host base ela cheptunnavu? We can install directly on the hardware, right? Bro, you purchase a laptop, no laptop తెచ్చుకున్నావు, డైరెక్ట్ గా నువ్వు ల్యాప్టాప్ ఇప్పుడు ప్రెసెంట్ గా విత్ ఓఎస్ తో కొంటున్నారు ల్యాప్టాప్. ప్రీవియస్ గా MS DOS తోనే ఉండేది. తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ వీఆర్ ఇన్స్టాలింగ్ ద ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్, రైట్? దట్ ఈస్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఇస్ ద బేర్ మెటల్ ఓన్లీ. ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ ద హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటంటే, ఓన్లీ ద హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ దట్ ఈస్ ద VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ ఒకటే హోస్ట్ బేస్ కాంపోనెంట్. సార్, ఆఫ్టర్ VMware వర్క్ స్టేషన్ కాకుండా ఇంకా అదర్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉన్నాయంటే, ఎస్, వర్చువల్ బాక్స్ కూడా హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్, అండ్ మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ వర్చువల్ పీసీ అనే ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఉంది, అది కూడా హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్, అండ్ VMware ప్లేయర్ ఇస్ అ హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్, అండ్ వర్క్ స్టేషన్ ఆల్సో హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్. బట్ వై ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు యూజ్ ద హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ VMware? మనం VMware నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం కాబట్టి ఆ హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ కూడా VMware ప్రోడక్టే మనము ఇక్కడ డీల్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఐ నాట్ యూజ్ ఎనీ అదర్ కంపెనీ ఓఎస్. అంటే నేను మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ యూజ్ చేయట్లేదు. ఓన్లీ ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ ద VMware host based virtualization. That kind of software is called workstation. Workstation is a n number of versions are there. Workstation 1 to workstation 16 are there, but no need to learn all this version. Any one of the version is enough. Why I am using the workstation? I am మీకు ఏం చెప్తానంటే, workstation 14 Pro నే ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ చూపిస్తాను. ఎందుకు అంటే I have fully license version ఉంది కాబట్టి, other versions is not required. Any one of the version. ఇది ఎందుకు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటామంటే, VMware ల్యాబ్ సెటప్ చేసుకోవాలంటే మనకి హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ మన ల్యాప్టాప్ లో కావాలి. ఎందుకంటే మన ల్యాప్టాప్ లో n నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ సర్వర్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి అంటే వి రిక్వైర్డ్ హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్. దట్ హోస్ట్ బేస్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇస్ నేమ్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ వర్క్ స్టేషన్. ఆ వర్క్ స్టేషన్ అనే సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటేనే మనం n నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు మన ల్యాప్టాప్ లో. దెన్ వీ కెన్ ప్రాక్టీస్ ద VMware సెటప్. ఓకే, నౌ once we install the host based virtualization, then we can how to install the operating system, and what are the components in the operating system, and what is the types of operating systems are there, how we can manage the operating system. Those kind of details will let you know once we install the software. And installation process అయిపోయిన తర్వాత I will explain all the basic concepts of Windows. Okay, today I will only explain the only types of virtualization, what is bare metal, what is host based, and tomorrow session I will explain you how to install the workstation in lab setup, how to install the workstation, and how to create a VM on workstation, how to install the OS on workstation, how to install the VM tools, and how to assign the IP address. That time I will explain you how to assign the IP address, what are the why we required IP address, why required subnet mask, why we required gateway, and how to assign those information in the server. Those information I clearly explain in the tomorrow lab. Okay, we'll start from the lab. After tomorrow sessions, I will share the software also. You can also install in your laptop, and you can start working on the lab setup also. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just today I will give that this material. Okay, what is the virtualization and types of virtualization, and what are the virtualizations are there, and what is the bare metal, what is the host base. I will share this material. Just read this concept, but no one will ask this interviews what is virtualization is a very basic question. But before going to learn the VMware, we need to know all the things. Then only we can easily understand the concepts. Okay, next week further ga concepts easy ga ardham avutai. And tomorrow onwards we'll start the lab. Okay, మనం workstation ఎలా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి, and after that how to VMs ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి, how we can manage the n number of. అంటే మనం ఇప్పటి వరకు మన ల్యాప్టాప్ లో మనకు తెలిసిన వరకు ఏంటి, we can install only 2 operating system, that also we can't access at a time. But once we install the workstation, we can create a n number of VMs, that n number of OS also we can access at a time. Okay, for example, how we can access at a time? We already workstation software is installed. Okay, anyway, tomorrow I will clearly starting onwards, I will explain you starting installation process and how to install the workstation, everything I will explain you. And let me know if you have any doubts.
No, sir.
It's clear, right? Okay.
So virtual box ఏ కంపెనీ మెయిన్ యూస్ చేస్తారు సార్?
వర్చువల్ బాక్స్ అనేది ఒరాకిల్ వాడు ఒక హోస్ట్ బేస్డ్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేశారు. మేబీ we can use that companies ఈ వర్చువల్ బాక్స్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏ కంపెనీస్ యూజ్ చేయరు. ఓన్లీ Hyper-V is the మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ వర్చువలైజేషన్ కదా. Hyper-V యూజ్ చేస్తారు, సిట్రిక్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు, VMware యూజ్ చేస్తారండి. ఈ త్రీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్ అంటే ఈ 3 ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్సే ఎక్కువ కంపెనీస్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తారు అనమాట. దెర్ ఇస్ నో వర్చువల్ బాక్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్, అది వెరీ రేర్ కేసెస్. ఎవరైనా ఓన్లీ ఒరాకిల్ వరకే యూజ్ చేసుకుంటారు వాళ్ళు. But these are the components, these are the operating systems. Like one is Hyper-V is a virtualization operating system, and EXS is a VMware operating system, and Citrix Gen is the Citrix operating system. These 3 companies in the present market in the virtualization platform. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, presently topmost virtualization is the VMware only. Next priority goes to the Windows, and third priority go to the Citrix also. Okay. And but
Okay.
first priority will be the VMware only. Server virtualization is famous for the server virtualization is nothing but the VMware ESX server is the server virtualization component, and we are going to learn the server virtualization technology only. Okay, apart from the VMware course, we need to learn about the basic Windows also. L1 kind of activities of Windows servers, what kind of Windows server we are going to manage in real time, and what kind of issues will come the real time in Windows servers. Those kind of concepts also we can cover all these Windows topics also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Or any doubts, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, మీకు రికార్డింగ్ సెషన్ ప్రాపర్ గా మీకు రన్ అవుతుంది కదండి పంపించిన తర్వాత, క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత రన్ అవుతుంది కదా? ఓకే, ఫైన్. అండ్ ఓకే, అండ్ ఐ థింక్ భార్గవి మీకు లాస్ట్ వీడియో పంపించలేదు కదా, నీకు లాస్ట్ వీడియో రాలేదు కదా మీకు? భార్గవి ఇస్ ఆడిబుల్? ఓకే ఓకే, ఐ విల్ షేర్. నేను ఈరోజు పంపిస్తాను మీకు, ఆ రికార్డింగ్ సెషన్ కూడా పంపిస్తాను. ఓకే
Okay, sir.
Fine, Andy. We can take next class in tomorrow, and I will show the installation. I will show the installation.
I have a doubt, sir.
Okay.
A doubt.
Yes.
VMware workstation లో వచ్చిన మనము విండోస్ 12 to 19, I mean 2019 వర్షన్ అవి ఎలా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తారు సార్? లైక్
yes, we can install it also. అంటే I will show that tomorrow session లో నేను రేపు 2008 server installation చూపిస్తాను. After that I will install the 2016 also, 19 also. But let me wait for tomorrow session. ఆ tomorrow session లో మీకు క్లియర్ గా అర్థమవుతుంది. ఇప్పటి వరకు ఏ OS ఇన్స్టాల్ సెషన్ లో
ప్రజెంట్ నేను VMware వర్క్షేషన్ 16 Pro ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశాను నా సిస్టమ్ లో విత్ లైసెన్స్ వర్షన్. అందులో వచ్చిన 2008 విండోస్ సర్వర్ 2008 R2 ఇన్స్టాలేషన్, 2 VMs క్రియేట్ చేసి అందులో IP అడ్రస్ అండ్
ఓకే, సేమ్ థింగ్ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్.
పింక్ కనెక్టివిటీ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అది మొత్తం చేశాను సార్, పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా వర్క్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే ఫైన్, సేమ్ థింగ్ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ దట్ సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఓన్లీ టుమారో. But you practice that, other people are not practice that. I will explain from starting onwards only how to install the workstation, everything. Okay, then that time your doubts will be cleared. Okay, make up any doubts and clear this one. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sure sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you guys. I will stop sharing and we'll meet on tomorrow same time. Okay.
Yeah, thank you sir.
Thank you.